There's one road that I warn everybody about before they move here, and that is Independence Boulevard, because at first it looks like a totally normal highway, but it isn't one, and that's where this gets very interesting. So it originally opened back in 1949 as Charlotte's first real expressway, and the plan was to build it into a full freeway. They just never actually followed through with the project. And so now, like when I'm driving down, you'll see on the left side, left lane, somebody's doing 65, 75 miles an hour, while somebody in the right lane is doing like 25 miles an hour or coming almost to a complete stop as they're pulling into a car dealership. And there are exits that aren't really exits, little side roads that don't go anywhere. And in doing research for this, I found out there's actually a word for this. It's called a stroad, a street and a road mashed together. And while the idea is simple, it tries to be both. And so it ends up being really bad at both, because you got fast traffic, lots of crashes, there's nowhere safe to really walk. And while Independence is bad, it also isn't alone. In fact, just 13% of all of Charlotte's streets are responsible for over 80% of the worst wrecks. We saw traffic fatalities jump about 9% last year, and the people who got hit the hardest were pedestrians and bikers. And while you might think that you can just avoid all of it and stay safe by not driving at all, honestly, you can't. Because the city was built so that driving is the easiest way to get around. Charlotte's walk score overall is only 26, which is near the very bottom of any big city in the country. And so honestly, a lot of that's just because it's got a really old history. This was a trading path crossroads back in the mid 1700s, way before anybody was even thinking about cars. For many, many years, the only type of housing you could build was single family. The entire city was zoned by default for single homes only. And so the city just kept sprawling further and further and further out. Charlotte has had a light rail now for about 18 years, but it only started with one line, and that still is basically all they have other than some trolleys. The Lynx Blue Line runs from near UNC Charlotte down through Uptown to almost Pineville. It's just one straight shot. That's it. There's pretty much no west-east line at all. Now, buses here is a little bit of a different story. Ridership is actually down here on the bus system 75% since 2014, which is the worst drop in the entire country for any city of our size. Now, to be fair, they're finally spending some real money on trying to fix public transport, add in some of the rail lines everybody's asked for, but we've just never had. And the downside is a lot of that is still 5-10 years out in the future, but at least it is guaranteed now. Like, we voted on it, approved it, funded it, designed it. It's going to happen. I don't think the whole city is broken. The city has put together a plan for how to fix that, and they funded a pretty large overhaul on the roads to make them safer and to prevent a lot of these traffic deaths that we've seen over the last couple of decades. And so I will say, overall, there's been a lot of change in Charlotte because we've grown so quickly, but the city has done a pretty good job, especially being in uncharted territory with how quickly they've been growing, to actually do something about these issues that we're facing. The closest thing to actually coming and visiting is the full in-depth pros and cons video that I put together. It's a dedicated video. I'll link it somewhere around here that goes super in-depth on all the big major questions that I frequently get helping people move to Charlotte. I'm Lucas Roller. Go watch that video, and I'll see you in the next one.